Put the kids to bed. Dad's home. We are the dWo podcast representing the Dad World Order. I am the pretty face papa, Mr. Magnificent Mike Martin. With me, as always, my other two dads with attitudes. He's part man, part grizzly bear, all parts. Silly guy. He is. I completely put that. Big Rig, Eric Maffey.
Howdy.
I really got to work on yours. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. We'll get there eventually.
We'll get there. Yeah, you know. He is the self-proclaimed.
Tattoo to... Never mind. Go ahead.
He is a self-proclaimed perpetual Meg Carter. He also holds a world record, and he wears T-shirts. He is the wrestling T-shirt guy, Cephas.
All right, what up, y'all? How y'all doing?
We're having a good old time.
Heck yeah. What a beautiful weekend we just had.
Indeed, we did. And as Mr. Magnificent said, we are the dWo podcast, and we have for you another Revolver Rewind with now three-time guest.
Three-time guest of the Dad
Three-time guest, TussleMania. Sir, how the heck are you?
I'm back, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking sharp as ever.
Coming off a super hot heat 'em up wrestling Revolver in Dayton, Ohio, which was they get better every time, man. I don't know how else to explain it.
We say it every time, and it just does it again. We're like, how the hell do they keep doing this?
We got to mention that special guest we just saw there, though, man. What up to the puppers?
The puppers.
Tussle Pupper Mania.
It's Mr. Henzo.
That's right.
Oh, yeah, go boy.
It's a sweet boy.
So I guess I kind of want to talk about the at least my favorite moment of the night was the Indie God coming out to an absolute sea of fuck Matt Cardona signs.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is right there. If you're listening on audio platforms, go check out the YouTube and you can see the illustrious sign. We our very own wrestling t-shirt guy. How many of them do you make total? Like 30?
30. I made 30 total fuck you Matt Cardona signs. Took me 2 hours. And let me tell you something. The look on his face and the moment we created is something that's going to last forever. It got 7,000 likes on his page in one day. Like the moment alone brought a lot of eyes to Revolver, and that's something that I really wanted to accomplish with that was just create a moment that would go somewhat viral, and that worked. We did it, man. That was really cool. The reaction from Cardona was perfect, and I couldn't be happier. At this point, I'm trying to figure out ways to up the ante with my signs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anytime you guys have any ideas, like let me know. I'm definitely making a barbed wire sign wrapped in barbed wire for the particular Iowa barbed wire rope match. Jake Chris versus help me out here, guys.
The Blood Fighter, Alex Colon, baby. Ooh. We'll get to that eventually. That's going to be, God, I want to talk about that. Man, when they dropped that, ooh, that was awesome. But like Cephas said, man, just the being a part of that moment. And like you could see, because we actually, for those that don't know, we hid these signs until right before the match and then hastily handed them out to everybody by the entrance. And I'm really glad. This is what I love about Revolver 2. Everybody that's there, they want to be there. They want to participate. They love wrestling. So we hand out these signs and they're all like, yeah, give me one.
I didn't even have to tell anyone what to do. They're just
they just knew.
Yeah.
And it was,
Same.
I mean, for you, Tuss, like seeing that from a, somebody that does media in wrestling, what was that like? Just seeing all those signs and seeing his reaction and everything.
Dude, it's so cool to see moments like that are basically created by the fans, created by the audience. That's pretty magical, man. That's cool stuff that you can't really interact with athletes like that in many other sports and make it part of the moment, make it part of the pay-per-view, make it part of the highlights. I was telling you guys behind the scenes that Sammy was just so happy with all of those clips, with the fact that that moment even happened, the fact that we have fans that are like that participate like that and are willing to put in time to do stuff like that. It's so cool all around. It really is something unique that Revolver has. And like you said, you didn't have to convince anyone. I remember a couple of you guys even telling me a couple minutes before it, like, yo, how are we going to spread them out? What should we do? When should we do it? And I remember just being like, yo, it'll figure itself out. You let it be known that you guys have them available and people are going to come and grab them. So I even had one of my homies, one of the security guards, making sure that no one messed with the pile of them, because we specifically hid them behind one of the fences to make sure no one would mess with them. So it all worked out great, man. And the clips we got from it, the photos that came from it, so much cool content. I know that that's something that's going to value and cherish for a while. And hopefully Homeboy comes back to Revolver and we can continue to do stuff like that.
Dude, if he comes back, I want to make a sign for every person in that crowd.
Right, we just gotta up it. So we made 30 last time. We'll make 60 this time.
Yeah.
No. He comes back. We're filling it. I want to have too many. That's the goal.
We rips one up, we just replace it with another.
Right. Oh, I actually saw fans leaving. Some fans leaving with the signs to keep.
There were people taking pictures with him after the show with the signs.
Mm-hmm.
How neat is that? Like, that's a moment. Somebody took their picture with Matt Cardona with that sign that I made, just chilling here in the wrestle room. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like, and at any time, dog. Like, any way that I can help artistically in any way, like, I'm in 100%. You know what I mean? We're more than just sponsors. We're fans. You know what I mean? So that's, you know what I mean? Any way I can help build this thing any bigger, I'm in.
Yeah. I mean, I can personally tell you that behind the scenes, everyone was elated by that behavior. That's like, imagine if every single fan out there was like that and that dedicated and that into the show. That just brings a whole different energy, man. That's so damn cool to know that we have a little bit of part, a little bit of control over that type of stuff. We can manipulate how a storyline goes. His walkout would have been completely different if those signs weren't there. That's pretty
right.
Cool.
All he would have done is give a couple people middle fingers, and that'd have been it. But I mean, he had to take a second and be like, "Wait a minute, all of these signs say the same thing."
Yeah. And then he used it in his promo afterwards.
Yeah.
It's brilliant, man.
Saying it was distracting him. That's why he lost. And I loved that those, I mean, we essentially got like three different, you got the photo from Allie Mack, which fantastic photo, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
You had your footage. You had Nate Patrick's footage from behind. And that, I love just a phone recording and him walking out behind Matt Cardona and just the sea was it was so cool, man.
Angelo's shot was cool. I'm glad he does that. And if we ever want to compile all of those together, that would make a really cool package, all the different views. And then I'm sure we can get a couple of the fans' perspectives to get basically every view. Man, that's really cool stuff.
Yeah, I'm working on a recap video myself, and I know my footage is nowhere near the level of yours, but I like making fan packages so people can see what they're missing out of, getting a seat there. So
right.
I think our plan this time, man, is we got so many friends that were so hyped with that video alone that are like, I'm coming next time. And next time is my birthday weekend. And then you guys just First off, that's something we got to address right now.
Right.
Not only are we doing a show on my freaking birthday weekend, your birthday weekend as well, but on my birthday weekend, you guys doubled the show.
Doubled up, baby.
This just
Doubled up, baby.
When I
Dude.
saw this, I about shit my pants. For those of you not watching, not only are we getting one full Revolver show called Revolver Redemption, which means it's themed like Red Dead Redemptions, but makes it awesome. We're getting a whole women's event at 3 o'clock, whereas Revolver starts at 8 o'clock. This is going to be the craziest. So I need that next day off for sure. There's no way.
Yeah. I literally already requested it before we got on tonight.
Yeah, there's no way.
Dude,
Dude, I
really
told my daughter about it today. I was like, Em, the next time Revolver comes to Dayton, we're going. We get to sit in the same spot that we did last time, which she loved. She loved being right there by the entrance. And I was like, guess what? They're putting on a women's show. They're having 2 shows. And she's like, oh, she was so excited, dude. So I just cannot wait.
I know personally know a lot of the women's wrestlers, and I'm eager to see who ends up getting a shot, because that's pretty much what it is, man. That's a really cool opportunity, and a lot of the roster girls are already shooting their shot. Like Billy made a post about it already, saying that this basically was made for her, and then Jessica had to chime in and say like, "Yo, don't forget about me." So I have a feeling we're gonna have, who we expect to see from Revolver, but we're also going to have a few surprises and hopefully some new up-and-comers that are there to prove themselves. So
I guess, is it going to be, I don't know how much we can reveal right now. Is it going to be like tournament style?
So I'm assuming, and I can't give away too many details, but at the moment, I'm assuming that it is going to be some sort of tournament, because the Grand Prix name actually came from me, because I'm a huge fan of MMA we've talked about before. And one of the coolest things in MMA was the Japanese promotion Pride. They would have these tournaments, and they were always called Grand Prix. So when we were shooting the shit one day, trying to thinking of show names and stuff is really cool with Sammy, because we'll just kind of spitball about pop culture, movies, stuff like that. But when it came to thinking of a tournament name, I was like, dude, it's got to be Grand Prix of some sort. That's such a cool homage to that fight culture, and it means so much. And the people that know that like Grand Prix is a really fucking prestigious thing. So absolutely. I'm hyped about that, and I know that at least one portion of it will be tournament or tournament-esque. So we'll see.
Love it, dude. Love it.
Yeah, love to see some of our local talent.
Speaking
make
of
it up there.
Would be cool.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mention Renee Paquette.
Oh God,
she's so pleasant. I think she's the best when it comes to being a interviewer, especially from a female standpoint. She's so strong. You know what I mean? She don't take no shit. She reminds me of like Mean Gene in a way. Like she'll right the hell back at you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
She's amazing.
I mean, she'll help out a fellow talent. I mean, Statlander, Mr. Workout that day.
Yeah.
She, letting her get some squats in on Collision.
Yeah, she's an incredible professional. I'm really looking forward I'm hoping that we have some time to shoot some pre-show stuff where maybe we get her interviewing some of the girls heading into the tournament, stuff like that, lead up stuff, B-roll stuff, behind the scenes stuff, basically any opportunity that I can have to work with her, because man, to me, it doesn't get much better when it comes to what she does and her role and how professional and clean she does everything. She's magnificent, man.
Yeah, I really look forward to the opportunity to hopefully meet her, because I thoroughly enjoyed listening to her podcast a lot.
Yeah, she's great.
And I'm sad that it's on hiatus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she I don't know, she's a unique person. I like the whole gimmick of her not wearing shoes to a lot of things. I thought that was pretty neat. So that just added an extra flavor to her. But even more than that, from the flyer, are we getting Jake Chris versus John Moxley, or is that just who's on the flyer? Because that's awful. Like, huh?
That's just he's on the flyer. Nothing announced yet. I don't know what direction we're going as far as title defense. Obviously, there will be a title defense, but I have a feeling that Moxley's role will be separate from whatever Jake's doing. That's just my feeling, because they did just have a match, but who knows? Who knows? Anything can happen in Revolver.
So they just did it in Iowa not long ago.
Right.
Well, another thing, speaking of that, I've been listening to you guys the whole time. Coming out of Revolver Heat 'em Up, I believe there was a hashtag created at the end of a certain Gringo Loco versus Konosuke Takeshita match.
Yeah.
I tweeted it out.
Mox fears Gringo.
Yeah. The movement.
What a ballsy thing to say and do.
Yeah. So that might be another one too. That's where we might see that match go down. But I do recall asking Gringo about his dates, and I kind of have a feeling that he's somewhere else for those dates. So
okay.
I'm not too sure.
Hey, we got time. We do.
I'd like to see it go down in Chicago if that Chicago show ever happens.
Ooh, yeah, that's such a man. The Chicago market's pretty cool. There's a lot going on there, so for us to pop in would be surprising.
Mm-hmm.
But I could see it happening. I know Gringo has mentioned it before, and we do also have the backstage guy that does the interview stuff, all of those promos. Angelo, the ref dude, that dude is a Chicago guy as well, and he's got connections with places, arenas. He's tried to piece some stuff together too. It's just difficult to get into new markets, and now especially since he's hit Texas now, he's probably going to focus on that a little bit, and hopefully Florida soon after that. And man, there's a lot.
I was going to say, I was reading the comments on the post about the next Dayton show. And there was, I'm pretty sure somebody in there was like, please come to Orlando. And I was like, dude, that'd be dope. You know,
don't make us come to Florida.
You're going to have us traveling like we're fucking workers or something.
I also, there was a really funny comment on there that said like, it was something along the lines of like, good Lord, can Mox not do anything without Renee? And I'm like, have you been to a Revolver show before? Like, this is the first one she's been at.
Yeah.
Like, he's always doing stuff by himself.
Yeah.
The IWC is hilarious. Anyway. But yeah, dude, just heat 'em up. God, this was such a cool show. And like, I guess it was a little different for us because this was our first one kind of being a little bit more involved sponsor wise, but just from a fan perspective, like if you're missing these shows, you're missing out.
Dude, they're always so good.
Left, so I'll tell you this much: if you're trying to go to the Iowa show, buy your tickets now, because that show is going to sell out. That show is called Redacted Forever, and if you see right here, that's Eric Young. You know what I mean? That's Prince Pretty. That's Speedball Mike Bailey. There's so many people already announced for this show, and it's next level already.
Who's the cat in the mask?
Shin Skywalker.
Shin Skywalker. He's I believe he's from DDT. Amazing talent. I've actually shot with him a couple times at another promotion. He's fucking awesome. Really entertaining. Great wrestler.
It's kind of neat, man. It's going to be a nice long road trip for us. I'm pretty sure I 100% have procured the van, assuming my wife doesn't kill me. But I'm pretty sure I've 100% procured the van, and we're good to go. So we're going to be driving our dad asses out there and probably crashing in the van or maybe on the floor somewhere. We'll figure it out.
I'm pretty sure your world champion's going to be riding out there with us. We haven't settled all the details yet, but it's a very good possibility.
I really hope that happens. Dude,
all I can see is a pro wrestling version of get him to the Greek. Like Jake is just fucking, fucking trash drunk, and we got to get him there. Shit.
Get into Clive.
Sammy's gonna call and be like, "I swear to God, if you guys don't get here."
Sammy, we fucked up. We lost Jake.
The Hangover. Yeah.
We got Jake Hager. I don't know how we got Jake Hager.
We got the wrong Jake. We got the wrong Jake.
Yeah.
He
So
somehow
Jake,
got the title though. Anyway, still
Jake the
what?
snake's in the van. I don't know why. But
Oh shit! Every Jake wrestler we can find.
yeah, Jake something's in there.
No.
You said
a
to
whole-
bring Jake. We don't know his last name.
We got lots of Jakes.
Um,
We just can't
but
find
yeah,
the
man, just
road.
what a freaking show, dude. We had a first time ever, which was Jessica and Maxie Impaler, which was fantastic. We actually got to talk to Jess after the show, and she told us just how I didn't realize how special that match actually was to her. So that was really cool learning that.
Oh yeah,
It explains
that-
the chemistry they had, though. I mean, because that match definitely stood out, and they went out there and kicked each other's ass, and it
Yeah.
was fun.
yeah. What a cool match. That match had so much buzz too. When Sammy made the poster reveal, posted something about that matchup. That post alone fucking blew up, dude. There was so much buzz around that match. And I heard people like in the audience were hyped about it. Afterwards, she was even saying she doesn't usually get a lot of feedback that immediately. And right after the show, she was like, yo, I've been getting a ton of feedback and all of it's very positive. So
Yeah.
it's really cool to see that, you know, not every show, every match, every wrestler is hyped about what they did, but for her to have a moment like that with someone who's clearly special to her. I don't quite know the history that they have, but I do know that they have a deep and tenured history. So very cool to see that. And afterwards she came right up to the camera and she was like, that was like really special. That meant a lot. So cool to capture those moments, man.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. My poor wife was scared of Max. A lot of people are, for sure.
They kind of had that going.
Else.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, Michael, sorry, we're seeing your comments. We're just trying to fit them in here. I'm assuming Michael was at the show, which is pretty dope. There with his wife, which I'm pretty sure I remember. Michael, actually, they came up to us after the show at our merch table, so it was very nice meeting you guys.
What about, we got to bring up the fact that, we signed our first autographs as a trio.
Yeah.
I've signed autographs for my band. I've signed autographs for other reasons, but never once have we signed one as a trio.
Dude, I didn't know what to write. I was like, do I just sign my real name? And then like Mike started writing like Mr. Magnificent, and I was like, okay, I guess I got to come up with a big rig signature off the top of my head. So I was like,
Hell yeah.
I went with
That
the
guy
old,
went one of
the old
one.
MMFM. You know, I mean, it's kind of my
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, see, I just wrestling t-shirt guy.
Yeah.
It's the first time I've ever signed as that, though. So I even thought about, should I do W? Oh, it was
yeah,
him.
see,
We
we signed their posters. Dude, thank you.
Yeah.
That was awesome. That was like, I just
You
want you
made
guys
our
to know how cool of a moment that was for us.
Yeah, that's great.
We were like,
Oh,
shit.
We're like, when you signed.
Oh, hold on. Tuss is getting a call.
Do you guys this is a random little number here. Hold on. Oh, well. We'll see. That was weird.
Okay.
Anyways.
We're a sought after bunch. We get a lot of phone calls.
We told him when they came up, like, we're not famous, and they were like,
Yeah.
no, you're here.
Order.
You're part of this. We want you to sign.
All right, well, whoever this is, I guess this is important. So,
Gee, Natalie. Yeah, just answer it.
oh, you got to be kidding me.
Oh, absolutely. You absolutely know. Whenever TussleMania is just going to start talking shit, that Fulton is going to hear about it.
Oh,
Wow.
If they
Wow, dude.
tell a rep, well, damn, Fulton's already on top of shit.
Who gave you my number, you big goof ass?
Who the hell gives anyone anyone's numbers? I'm the man. I got connections all around the wrestling world. And I now I got a problem with you, TussleMania.
Do you?
You always gotta stick your nose in my damn revolver business.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm just sticking out for the boys, man. You can't fuck with craft like that, and I don't like it.
Looking out for the boys, you look out for yourself. You should have kept it well out of that match. You deserve to keep well out of that match.
I did what I did, and I don't regret it, my man. I thought we were cool, man. This is disappointing to me because, you know, we were always cool, man, and now there's just a big asshole walking around.
At what point were we ever cool? No. Nobody who is a quarter of my size is cool with me.
Well, now you're gonna small shame me, huh?
I would definitely small shame you. I had sizes, if anything.
Well,
You don't belong in a wrestling
All,
ring.
hey man, all I know is I saw you take a big old frog splash last time in Iowa. So
Ain't seen him since.
Easy using the words big and referring to Roland in any way, shape, or form.
it was a big frog splash. You gotta admit. I got
I don't know, man. I haven't seen Fulton on a card since. So
Little, bent arm, like you're the most rigid frog I've ever seen.
I'm pretty sure it would have been a 3 count if that motherfucker didn't pull the ref out.
Pretty sure. Listen, almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. This isn't government work. It's not going to cut it. I wasn't beaten by your damn frog splash, your tadpole splash, if anything.
That's actually a pretty cool name. I might have to adopt that. Actually, I like that.
Yeah, that's dope, dude.
Put you on the shelf, brother.
Dude,
all right, well,
you're just a
you know
bully.
what?
You continue to be a bully, and we'll have to settle this some other way, my man. I guess I'll see you soon, brother.
Whoa, that was a real nonchalant. See you soon, huh, bro?
Yeah, I'll see you around.
All right. What if I see you first, huh?
Well,
You ever think of that? You ever put that in your pipe and smoke it, huh? Put that in your plans? Didn't think so.
you're a punk. Fuck this guy. I'm out of here.
A bully.
Wow.
Well,
Wow.
I guess he's got my number now. That was interesting.
All right. Well,
Get
you know
away
what?
from this guy.
I think because of that, we need to go ahead and revisit this real quick, just so everybody knows what we're talking about, in case you're not caught up.
Fulton is down. Crash Jackson is down, and no way. No, what?
What are you thinking, Roland? Seriously? Roland!
Middle fingers in the air.
TussleMania!
Frog splash to Fulton. And now Crash Jackson rolling into the cover.
Oh.
All right, camera guy. That's my favorite. I love it.
Yeah, that dude was hyped. Whoever that was, I gotta find him. That dude was hyped, man. That's my Iowa crowd, man. You know, the Dayton crowd, that might be the hometown crowd, but something about that Iowa crowd, man. They get behind me. They rally behind me.
We're
man.
pumped for it. We
Can't
We're
wait.
gonna
are
bring
there
our
for it,
energy
dude.
to Iowa, so it's gonna be even crazier.
Oh yeah. With
Hey,
the
but what
boys.
about that moment just now? I'm pretty sure that's the first time ever there's been a live surprise guest on the dWo, and
Yeah.
you know, we first off, we definitely need to get his ass in check and, you know, make sure he knows not to mess with TussleMania. But we also need to get him on as a guest at some point. We might have to send him a DM.
Yeah, I don't know if he can. I don't know if he can string together more than like 50 words coherently, but maybe you can.
We'll help him. We'll help him along.
Yeah.
Needs a good dad talking to.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe
Yeah.
we can talk some sense into him.
I guess I got his
Right.
number now, so I can pass that along, and you guys can fucking see what the big group is up to.
Give him some
someday.
payback. We'll just send him random
Michael,
shit.
you are correct. That was pretty awesome.
That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, man, what a worker, dude! Fucking calls in with the fucking run-in. Fucking.
And
straight
hey,
into promo mode.
if he's not worried about you, what's he doing? Getting your number and calling you
Yo,
randomly.
Sounds like
You know,
you're worried about, you know.
I'm living
Mr.
rent
Rowan.
free, baby. I'm living
that's
rent
right.
free.
Living rent free.
All up in that dome.
He's probably texting Sammy like, "Hey, can you give me TussleMania's number? I want to apologize to him," something like that.
What a
Sammy
loser.
felt bad for him and gave me my number, so we'll see.
Well, yeah, that was definitely a first for us. Maybe not the last. We'll
So
see.
speaking of first for us, that was my first time seeing Takeshita in person. The amount of for lack of a better term, the amount of celebrity that Revolver brings to their shows is next level, man. I mean, we got to catch that and the Indie God on the same show. Not to mention Masha Slamovich, all these hot young wrestlers that are live and kicking ass on the indies, and we had several of them in the same house at the same time.
Masha's in the ESPN's 30 under 30, dude. Like that's huge.
Yeah.
We were next to her in meet and greet. We're just some jabronis.
She said bye to me. I was like, "Hey, bye, Masha," and she was like, "Bye." Like
Masha is like
we're
so
basically
weirdly
friends now.
friendly. Like the last conversation I had with Masha, she came back to chill at our Airbnb at the last show, and she came outside with us to chill for a second, and she was talking to us about Chick-fil-A sauce and her love for that. And it's like, this badass motherfucker is just beating the shit out of everybody. And then she gets out of the ring and she's like, fuck, I could really go for some Chick-fil-A sauce. We're like, God, you're fucking, what a badass.
That's
But
that's
we're
what
trying
kind
to switch her over because Chick-fil-A sauce is fire. And when I go stay with Sammy for show weeks, we probably eat Chick-fil-A at least once or twice during the show week. And the first time we had Chick-fil-A, he asked me what kind of sauce I wanted, obviously thinking that I'm going to go with, naturally the Chick-fil-A sauce. And I was like, nah, dog, you got to go with that honey roasted. So
the honey roasted barbecue, dude, get out of here.
So
My God.
It's like a super Chick-fil-A sauce. So
why do they keep it in the packet, not put it in the dipper thing like everything else, man?
I know
ridiculous.
that's
get it together, Chick-fil-A.
They keep it special like that. So
you're right, Michael. Takeshita was incredible, dude. That was. I mean, I still like. I was still so the Ring of Destiny show. He was supposed to be there. Flight got delayed. Wasn't able to make it. So he gets announced for this show, and I'm not kidding. Until he walked out of that curtain, I was like, "It's happening again." Because like he took a hot minute to walk out of that curtain.
32 seconds.
And I couldn't believe. I was like, holy shit, he's right there.
Yeah.
Which Cephas had the sign. Holy shit, it's Takeshita.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing because I was backstage and I hadn't seen him yet. So his flight had gotten there late-ish, or at least later than everyone else was there. There's a certain time where everyone's supposed to be there. And then there's the time when everyone actually gets there. And then there's the time when like Chris Bay gets there, which is and some people just that's just their thing. And he got there pretty late, so I was a little bit worried. Same thing with Jordan Oliver. He had a flight issue the first show, so when he showed up, I was like, dude, I'm glad you didn't have flight stuff going on this time.
Yeah, I loved absolutely loved seeing Jordan Oliver again. He was actually there at the first Revolver show we ever went to.
Ooh, met him in the parking lot beforehand.
Yeah.
I wonder what you guys are doing. Yeah, he's great. I love young J.O. He's killing it lately too, man. He's really making a name for himself. I remember, dude, I was a fan of that kid so fucking long ago, and I remember just sending him a DM being like, dude, you're rad. I love your style. I'd love to shoot with you one day. And this was like back when I was fucking a turbo jabron, dude. So to have it come full circle and for him to be the homie now and to see him at a Revolver show, because he works all over the place, but it's very rare that I get to see him lately, and that kind of hurts me because I used to see that dude all the time. So it was very, very cool to catch back up with him. Man, we hung out with him in the back. That dude was like by our side the whole show. He pretty much kicked with us the whole time backstage, which is really cool. A lot of times people are like, pretend to be happy to see you. They chill with you for 5 minutes. You smoke a blunt, and then you fucking never see him again. Like, dude, we chilled hard with J.O. back there, dude. That shit was fun. I'm glad to see that. Hopefully he gets out.
I mean, like you said, he's really starting to make a name for himself. That dude's on like every GCW card out there. I feel like.
Yeah. Champion, and tag there.
Which
how
also
dare he wear the GCW shirt into a Revolver ring?
That son of a bee.
Honestly, though, I'm kind of fantasy booking like a GCW Revolver super card. I think that'd be pretty dope.
I think in the future that's very likely. I think people would need to sort out their thoughts, I guess is the easy way to
Right.
say it first, and get shit situated and realize the business that can be done. I think it's inevitable. I would love to see it happen. People think that I'm like pick sides one way or another, but dude, GCW is kind of where I got my start, man. I shot a string of a ton of GCW shows with the homie Ninja Mac, who actually, like, as I was setting up my cameras, Ninja Mac called me and asked me what I was doing for a string of dates, and fucking dude, he's so funny, bro. He doesn't even ask, like, he pretty much is like, yo, what are you doing this day? And I'm like, oh, I don't think much. Like, I might have this and this and this. Next thing you know, he sends me a fucking screenshot of like the flight info. I'm just like, all right, I guess I'm fucking hanging out with Ninja Mac for the week.
Let's go, dude.
Yeah, so I got a little Ninja Mac loop coming up at the end of August that I'm hyped about. But
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
that's what I'm
dude.
saying, man. I miss shooting the GCW shows, and there's something really cool about deathmatch stuff, and I love shooting deathmatch stuff consistently. And I miss that shit, man. I genuinely miss seeing deathmatch stuff. So it gets me really excited to see stuff like Jake's match with Alex. I know that's gonna be bonkers.
Buddy.
Yeah, I can't
That
wait.
when I saw that, and now I had to read it like 3 times because I'm like, oh, they're just having a barbed wire. And then I saw, oh no, it's a no rope barbed wire match.
Yo,
Like,
Yeah.
speaking of
Last one
which,
I seen of that was Necro Butcher, and it was the bloodiest effing thing I've ever seen.
Dude, that gets me feeling a little hairy about ringside stuff because, dude, they're not snipping that barbed wire and shit, man. That shit's the real deal. So being
right.
there ringside, I'm sure you guys have noticed, I don't just shoot like outside of the ring. I fucking get in the ring. I'm usually kind of under the bottom rope, like kind of as
Yeah.
close
Yeah.
as I can get. So it might get a little dicey there. I remember shooting a show. I couldn't tell you where it was or what it was for, but there were barbed wire like plates outside of the ring, and I walked by one and it took just the cleanest slice out of my pants, and just was like a real friendly reminder of like, yo, this shit can easily just slice you up. I walked by and my pants were just shredded instantly, dude. And if
Yeah.
it were half an inch closer, that would have been my skin, not the fucking jeans, dude.
Right.
Jesus.
Jeez.
when Jake got ready to hit his
Yes.
flip to the outside, all
His
three of us,
moonsault.
get under there, Tussle, go, get under there.
Yeah. I told him too, because I've
Yeah.
told you guys before about our like progression of me basically slowly getting more and more directly underneath him.
Yes.
So we always plot that out ahead of time, and he'll always give me a heads up. Yo, don't be afraid to get as close to me as possible. This time we didn't talk about that at all. And I try to at least get 10% closer every time, just a little nudge closer. So I told him, I was like, bro, I was pretty much right underneath you. And he was like, yeah, bro, I felt it. I knew it. I was like, so he doesn't even have to communicate with me. That's just our thing now. He knows when he goes for that spot, I'm basically going to fucking be underneath him. And he's giving it a little extra juice to compensate to get over me. One day, though, I'm going to be directly underneath him. I just want to make sure if I'm too close to him, you'll just see fucking this the whole time. You won't see like, we want to see his body a little bit. So
Right.
he needs to be a certain distance from me in order for us to track it correctly. So I might have to switch my lens out and get something a little bit wider so that I can be directly underneath him and get that visual of him just floating above me. This one was pretty
Right.
damn close. I'll have to show you guys. We haven't released it yet, but we can always do better, bro. And I
Right.
keep thinking up ideas. Like I droned this time a little bit and got like a really cool drone shot that I'm pretty hyped about.
Yeah.
Man, I might have to give you guys my fucking remote. There's like a little auto mode that the drone can just like basically orbit and get some shots for me. I might have to just fucking toss you guys the remote for a couple clips during that. Like knowing that I have homies ringside to help me out a little bit is kind of cool. And then I've also thought about investing in a GoPro or a GoPro type of camera and giving it to the fucking referee for one match. But then the next match, we give it to an audience member who passes it along like every like falsy or something like that, you know,
Hell
getting
yeah,
all those
dude.
different angles. Like, man, there's so much that we can do. The only thing that's limiting us is our creativity, dude. And I love the fact that if I have ideas like this, I can just tell them to Sammy, or fuck, I don't even have to tell Sammy. I can just implement these ideas, and I have the freedom to do that. So I'm
Right.
just trying to think of
You
whatever I
have
can do to be different.
Like,
And I like that too, because I mean, you see so many. I've said this a lot of multiple times. You see so many, you know, ringside videographers, photographers, whatever, and it's just, you know, there's the spot or whatever. Like that's what drew me to your footage. Was it was just that it has your own little twist on it, and you thinking creatively like that is like, dude, how many people are passing a GoPro around the front row to get a shot? You know what I mean? Like that's, I've
Dude.
never seen that.
Right.
That would be super cool.
Right. And just like knowing I have the like freedom to do it and the support to do it, like you guys aren't going to say no to that. Like, and then you guys being hyped on that, even if I take those ideas and start them with you and move them down along the audience, once the people see how hyped you guys are and what you guys are doing, get a couple shots, blah, 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 we move it over. That shit's brilliant, dude. And I love that we can do that and make little packages out of it. What I want to start doing is make more like dWo content, like that video that I made of Roddy and Speedball. Like I kind of made that as like a my everything reel, like everything that I'm capable of graphics wise and like fancy wise. I fucking threw everything that I know how to do into that reel as something that I can display as my like highest form piece of art. I've already had many people like asking me about it or inquiring about and work and stuff, because that's like kind of going to be my new highlight reel. Any stuff like that like you guys have supported me in, like why can't you guys be part of that? Like that thing, like I was glad to tag you guys with that because you guys were a part of that. So if I can help make that association and that video, I've told you guys before, I don't do like crazy numbers online, but that video did really well for me because I think people can see like the hard work that I put into it. It's funny, I made like the original post was basically just like Speedball versus Roddy like highlight reel, and then I reposted it, but I said like, yo, I want my shit to look different. I don't want anyone, like, I just want to be original, you know? That's like my main thing is I just want to be fucking original. That post got 10,000 views while the original post is still at like 3,000 views. So people see like what you write and they see if it's heartfelt. It makes a difference, man. And that's like what I wanted to do. Every time I like rendered that video out, I would review it and see like one tiny little thing. And I was like, fuck it, let me just go back and fix it just because I wanted it to represent like the best of what I'm capable of doing. And if I had the time to do it, I would do that with every single fucking match for every single show. It's just stuff like that is so time consuming. I probably started that last night at like 8 p.m. and I didn't go to bed until like probably 4 or 5 a.m. just still cranking out and working on it, dude.
Well, and that's your resume, you know, like you don't have the piece of paper that says, oh, I've shot here, here, and here. No, like that's like, hey, this is what I can do. And
that's my fast track to show people like exactly what I'm capable of. If I have to show someone one piece of work that's like quick and concise and not, you know, a 5-minute highlight reel, boom, here's 45 seconds to 1 minute of basically everything that I can do. Yeah. Shot by me, edited by me, everything done by me, top to bottom. Like that's just what makes me the proudest, man. Like no one had any input on that video. Like I love when Sammy cuts my stuff, and that's really cool that it's his mind and my mind, but something like this, like I really want it to be explicitly like purely TussleMania, shot, edited, cut, everything by me.
Yeah. And I had one more thought, like, cause you said we're thinking outside the box, dude. If you want to like Mad Max Master Blaster this thing and just like sit on my shoulders and shoot, like we can figure that out. You know what I mean?
Alternate angles, bro. I love that.
That'd be dope. Who needs a drone when you just stand on my shoulders and shoot over the ropes? Right? You know what I mean?
You just walk up and down the front row for me a couple times. Right in front of hard cam too. We're just fucking right in front of hard cam. Just, oh, sorry.
Man. We have to no. If we do it though, we have to wear one big long overcoat though, so it just looks like
Oh.
you're 12 feet tall.
100%. 100%. There's so many ideas, dude.
Some
I also
Scooby-Doo
have
shit,
this
man.
little-
Yeah.
I have this little camera. It's like a little tiny camera that it has a built-in gimbal, so it can actually you can set it to like move. So if we were to post it up on say one of the ring posts, and it's super super tiny, I might have it back there. I'm not sure, but you can set it up and it'll automatically move. So we can set it to be like aiming at the east side of the ring, and it'll slowly turn and go to the south side and just slowly pan automatically. And then it'll
Okay.
make like a time lapse movie. So basically we can go back and watch it later, and it'll be like, you know, maybe one match with the movement all quick, like in 2 minutes. So we basically see like a quick, tiny little movie. Cool little
That's
things
crazy.
like that are like, or if I hand that to the audience and they can be rolling for one whole match, just there's so much we can fucking do, bro. And I really want to start doing more stuff like that because
Hey.
we're also working on a Patreon, and the Patreon needs exclusive content like that that's
Yeah.
enticing enough to get someone to pay for a whole new platform.
Right. And dude, Michael, you're absolutely right. Then Fulton would be the small guy. So
That's
if
true.
you end up needing some backup against Fulton, I'm there, brother. And also we cannot forget about Mr. Snaps and Straps, Brandon Christensen. When are we going to talk about them new tag team belts and
Ooh.
rules?
Let's talk about
that's
them belts.
beautiful.
I got a little sneak peek of those belts, and you know,
Beautiful, by
sometimes-
the way.
Oh,
Beautiful
very
belts.
beautiful. Sometimes Sammy likes to be coy about stuff, and he won't quite give you all the information. So I'm looking at these belts, and they're awesome. And they have like the individual like plates after the main plate. So there's like the beautiful leather, which he's doing like two-tone leather, and like the back of those belts are pink on the back. Like how fucking
Yeah.
cool is that, bro? They're
Well,
almost
it's
they're like
dope.
TussleMania belts, bro. When he showed them to me, he was like, "Yo, look, these are like TussleMania belts." I was like, "Ooh, that's so cool." But the little panels, the first one says tags, and the fucking next panel says trio. So I was like, "What the fuck?" And Sammy explained to me that basically we have a trios title, you know, Freebird rules. If it's a tag, they can defend as a tag or as a trios. If it's a
Love
tag and they don't have a trios, then the third belt just goes to whatever, which I think is pretty cool too, because now like a tag, one of the dudes can come out with a fucking double belt. I
Yeah.
don't know. There's just I love how
It's a
no other
tag
promotion
team
is doing
hybrid, and I
something
love
like
it.
that. Yeah,
They
dude.
can
No
give a belt
one
to
else
a
is doing that.
manager. They can do all
Right.
kinds of different things.
Your manager can have one, yeah, and I love it, dude. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Lucha Underground. They didn't have a tag title; they only had a trios title, so it really reminds me of that.
Okay.
But they didn't have tag matches; they were always trios. So here to have the flexibility of both, and people were engaging like right away, like asking little loopholes and stuff like that. Well, what if a tag only has two and they don't have a third? Blah blah blah. People were really engaged with stuff like that and like to see. That's enticing to see stuff like that. Like we don't know what's going to happen for the next defense now. Like who's going to show up, and it
No.
also gives us flexibility for, you know, if Justice can't be there or if Mance can't be there, if one of them's not there, well, they can still defend as a tag. They don't
Mhm.
have
Right.
to have trios there. So
Well,
lot of-
speaking of
lot
them
of-
defending, I mean, them versus Alpha Sig, you know,
Alpha Sig!
on paper, you're like, oh my, RIP Alpha Sig, you know.
yeah,
But man, did those boys put up a hell of
Awesome.
a fight, man. What
Awesome.
a great,
they
So
great
fucking
match.
proud to
they
be
truly did.
a fan of them.
And yo, Brent is a good friend of mine. I love that dude. We actually have a fucking we have our own secret handshake. That
Love it.
dude is awesome. And that dude is like destined for greatness.
Yes.
I told him after that match like how proud I was of the moment that they created and the falsies that they did. And I'll admit, I was the first person to fucking retweet when they posted that and announced that match. I reposted something about like, oh, they're fucking dead. They're gonna
Yeah.
get beat up, blah blah blah.
RIP, dog.
And he fucking commented on that and he was like, nah, bro, it's not gonna go down like that. And I was like, you know what, bro, you're right. You're right, dude. I know those kids are tough motherfuckers. and I knew that they had something to prove, and they truly did, man. Well, at one point when Brett had to hit Justice with half of a door,
Yeah.
yo, he was laying that shit in like Matt Justice owed him fucking rent money or something, dog.
Yeah.
That shit
No,
was
when Brent had the damn mic and went Booker
brutal.
T on the damn match, dude,
Yeah.
I was losing it.
Dude, those kids are stars, man, and for them to be over like that, the fact that their SGC chants were even close to the Sigma
Agreed.
chant is crazy, bro.
And
Yep.
that's, I mean, SGC is a freaking staple of
Yeah.
independent wrestling, if not just the wrestling
They are,
community in
man.
general. Everybody knows who SGC is.
Yo,
Everybody
SGC
knows
is a fucking-
Manser. Everybody knows
Dude.
Manders, Justice,
Yeah, they're a
and
global
knows what they're
phenomenon.
capable of.
Yeah. And the feedback that we see and what I hear gets traction. Sometimes we'll, like, Phil helps run a lot of the stuff. He'll like give us little insight about, like, you know, what seems to be trending in what ways and whatnot. Every time he gives us feedback like that, he's like, dude, anytime we post anything about those boys, shit blows up, man. And they need to take advantage of their social media more, because they don't really have are in the habit of posting a bunch.
Right.
But
Mhm.
once they start to get their profile out there more, that those kids are stars, man. They're and each of them have different things that they're good at, and they're a great team united. It's just a matter of time, man. It's crazy to see how far they've come already.
Yeah.
So,
Dude, Brent got his own video game character.
yeah,
Wrestle
crazy. And
Quest.
it looks exactly like him, dude.
It absolutely
looks
does.
perfect. It looks perfect, dude. I actually was playing that game a little bit the other day. It's really cool. The graphics are awesome.
I'm super excited.
Yeah, I think it was released last night, actually. Was the official
really?
release of it. Yeah.
I'm a bit of a broke bitch, or I would already have it.
This whole trip to Detroit, you know.
Yeah.
That done us in.
Speaking of which, I just want to point out, and you know, maybe this is me being a little biased, loving Revolver like I do, but we went to 2 major events this weekend, and we heard a "This is boring" chant, and it wasn't at the indie show. It wasn't at the indie show. It wasn't,
Yeah.
you know, where people would expect it to be. It was on the big dollar, top dollar show.
The biggest
And
party
what
of the summer, if
Yeah.
you will.
boring match it was, man. Ronda
I
Rousey-
literally fell asleep.
What makes me bring it up is just a few weeks before that, Revolver did a MMA rules match, and it
Oh yeah.
ass.
Oh, it was over as fuck, dude. Yeah, the crowd loved it.
WWE comes in and shits the bed, all
Yeah.
over the bed, in the fucking pillowcase and everything. Shit everywhere.
Yeah.
And
They
it
should've
does
known.
crack me up that they're like the most successful SummerSlam of all time. And I'm like, no.
Because
it
everybody was
wasn't.
expecting one thing, and you did
Yeah.
that to us.
Yeah, they should have known better, man. That type of match is so hard to get over for that crowd. They just don't get it. And the people that do want to see a fight, they're
Yeah,
gonna go
people
watch
were
a
leaving
fight.
midway.
They're just not gonna fucking sit and hope to watch like the pseudo fight. They're just gonna. There's literally MMA on that night. UFC's on that night. They can switch a channel and go
Yeah.
watch UFC if they want.
It literally looked like they were playing.
Yeah, it's tough to get that style like to look somewhat real, especially if you're familiar. If you watch MMA consistently and then you watch a match like that, it's almost like it's really hard to stomach, because you're just, like you said, you're watching a slow motion, clearly underwhelmingly just no aggression. You know, in a fight, there's a certain like
Mhm.
tone and energy of like two people trying to hurt each other. And when you
Yeah.
watch a match like that, we need to suspend our disbelief. And it's very different, man. And I feel for him, man. Like Shayna is one of our jujitsu coaches at our gym, and WWE came in and filmed like a whole fucking piece with her in preparation for her fight and whatnot. So for them to put a little bit of money into the production, they don't do that very often with stuff. So they obviously cared about this match, and to see the reaction like that, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't run something like that again. There's only a few people that can get away with that shit, man. Like Riddle's really good at that style.
Yes.
Tim Thatcher. There's a couple others, but it's tough, man. It's fucking tough, dude.
Shayna came out with a nice shiner out of it, though.
Yeah, and that's the thing. There were a couple spots like Shayna's head kick was legit, dude. Shayna's head kick that didn't feel good, and like you can tell, like when there's a certain impact with head kicks like that, and the way Ronda reacted. That's the other thing, man. They got to be so fucking careful, bro. They want to make that shit look so real, and they want to be super tough. But what if someone fucking throws a potato and fucking knocks the other one out?
Yeah.
Well, not a good look. Not a good look.
Not a good look.
A perfect example of one that was done damn near perfectly was JD Griffey and Speedball at Revolver, Texas.
Yeah, she was amazing.
Dude, there was times in that match that I'm like, this looks like a shoot fight. And it was unreal.
I'm telling you, there were moments where that shit was a shoot fight.
Right.
Like, those boys, man, like, I love it. There's a big part of it is mutual respect, and a big part of it is respect for, what we're doing. Like Speedball and Griffey are legit martial artists. They've been in fights before. So if they have an agreement where they're like, yo, we're going to go out there and we're going to fucking throw hard, then dude, they're going to do it and they're going to commit to it. And that's why that shit looks so good. There were several moments where I was filming and I was like, damn, do I got to stop filming because homeboy just got fucking KO'd? That shit was worrisome, dude. But those guys are both consummate professionals, man. Great. And afterwards, JD gave me like the coolest fucking promo. I really hope that we post that eventually, because JD went from the ring. We followed him to backstage and he went straight to a promo, and it was amazing, bro. It was amazing. Because from my view, I'll be honest, I never saw JD tap, and I didn't hear him tap. I never saw any sort of submission. I saw the ref get in there and pull him apart and say it was over, but I didn't see JD quit. So if there's room for a rematch, I think that needs to be run back for sure.
Run it back.
Run it back at Redemption. But I want to circle back to talking about our illustrious belt maker, Snaps and Straps. They made him and his partner made all the new titles for Revolver, if I'm not mistaken, which are all beautiful new world title, remix title, and coming soon. We got a little sneak preview here. We're gonna have some trios titles of our own.
Oh, that's so cool.
Check it out. Look at the details there. Those are grills. That's a thermostat.
Set at the perfect temperature.
Amazing.
And we will all have our names there at the bottom of each of our titles.
Did we find out if wrestling t-shirt guy can fit on the bottom one?
Well, we'll figure it out.
And we need to know, because if not, what name will I do?
You're the one with the 800 character gimmick name.
That's
so cool.
We just put WTG.
Yeah.
I hope that they start making
WTG
mini replicas. Yeah. If we can start selling mini replicas of all the belts, that'll be so cool, man. Because we can bring those to the show, and people in person.
Sure.
Yeah, in person, that kind of stuff is hard to turn down, especially if we just have one of each. We got a dWo belt, we got a Revolver title. Oh yeah.
Bro, we get to where we can sell mini versions of our belts and someone wants it, I have officially made it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
But yeah, so I'm super excited about that. Those will definitely be coming soon, and obviously made by people with immense talent and dedication to quality. So they're going to be some sick looking belts, dude. I'm pumped.
Oh yeah, the detail on those belts is crazy, unmatched, really.
I think we're going to go for the similar to the Revolver Trios titles, the silver plating look,
Mhm.
I believe is what we're going for. So yeah.
Silver goes with black and red. Silver goes with black and white. Silver goes with fucking purple and orange if we wanted to. Silver
Yeah,
goes with anything.
the silver is a good look.
He said we could just fit T-shirt guy.
Nah, man, it's gotta be wrestling t-shirt guy. What if maybe like, oh, it's Haynes t-shirt guy? No, it's not.
Yeah, it's a
I don't
different
care.
record. That's the guy that wore the same T-shirt every day for 500 and some odd days.
Yeah.
I explained that to
a real
one
stinker.
an old lady once, and I could not break through to her that I wasn't wearing the same shirt. I get why you'd want to wear the same shirt every day.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Do you wash it? Yes, I wash it. Well, why do you still wear it? I
Old
wear
people are the best.
shirts.
That's awesome.
Hey, how fun was it? Speaking of our trip to Detroit, though, just random people coming up to us, just to, like, as much as everybody warned us about Detroit and how, like, oh gosh, it's dangerous, be careful up there. You know,
it's
like
so great.
everywhere we
awesome.
were, people like took to us, man. We're out in the coming out the store, just dancing and singing, and people are coming up to us to, you know, who the hell are you guys?
We met a like a dad and his kids, like we were just going to get beers, and like he was just like, oh, Dad World Order, that's awesome. And then like we, chatted for like 5-10 minutes. It was awesome.
He actually shot us a message, and we may at
He
some
did.
point put him on for a conversation or so, and
Yeah.
maybe we can have those pictures. But we took pictures with people just randomly at a gas station. You know what I mean? And Detroit, literally, like when I went to St. Louis, everybody's like, "Oh, St. Louis sucks. Watch out." St. Louis did in fact suck. When we went
You're right.
to Detroit, everybody told me to watch out for it. It's gonna be rough. Bro, that shit was fucking awesome. Detroit was great.
If I'm being honest, I think standing in line and like talking to people or like meeting people, like that was almost more fun than being at the show.
Shout out to Gaston LaRue we ran into.
Yeah, the little mini interview with
You might not be
Gaston.
wrong, man. Like the build up to the show and like the trip there and the whole experience of being outside and just being amongst those people waiting in line and the chants everywhere.
They were
Dude,
everywhere, man.
Tuss, I'm not kidding. That was every 3 minutes. Somebody was going,
If
yeah,
that.
and then the rest of the crowd. Oh, it was so great,
I love
dude.
that.
And a lot of them were started by this guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I can't help it, dude. I like to scream and yell at wrestling shows.
Dude, I remember one point, it was like, everybody's just kind of murmuring, and then all of a sudden Stevens just goes, with everybody saying, and the entire, there are thousands of people outside. L-A-Night, yeah. And it was so cool. What a moment.
That just solidifies what we always say about wrestling, though. I mean, it's, in a city where people are warning us about, being safe in that, and thousands of people, and just nothing but positivity, and just everybody having a good time for one singular reason: professional wrestling.
Mhm.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. There probably could have been some bad moments. Some people probably had some rough weekends there. But for us, Detroit was pleasant. We met pleasant people. We had a great time. The only thing I can say negative about our whole wrestling weekend was Rhonda and Shayna. That was the only thing I didn't like. Everything else was great. It was just overall fun. I really liked the
finish of the main event.
Wrestling Remix Championship for Revolver. I really liked
that was a fun match. That was a super fun match.
Fantastic fun match.
Yeah.
How about Billy Stark suplex and Crash Jackson?
Oh yeah, God, I meant to bring that up, dude.
Fucking badass.
I literally
Billy's
jumped
great.
out of my chair for that, dude. That was unreal.
Billy's great. Sometimes I have to kind of research around a little bit to confirm how good certain people are. And we were editing some footage, Sammy and I, and we came across some Billy clips, and I just looked at him like as sincere as possible, and I was like, Billy's really fucking good, huh? And he was like, yeah, Billy's really fucking good. So to hear that
Already.
confirmation, I already knew she was, but sometimes it's hard for me to pick and dissect why people are good for whatever reason, or it factor, or in-ring prowess, workmanship, whatever. She's kind of got it all, man. And she's fucking so young to have all that shit already. It's just like, dude, imagine when she's fucking 30 years old. She's just gonna be fucking the king, dude.
Yeah. And I mean, it was fantastic match. Alex Shelley he's unreal, dude. Like
Yeah.
I know he's
Perfect
like a
asshole.
prestige piece of shit, but what a great piece of shit.
Yeah,
He's so
That's
good at being a
shit
good,
ever.
talented.
I love to hate him so much, and I feel like that he might hit me every time. And that feeling doesn't come with every heel. Like I really feel like sometimes when I'm calling him a pussy, he might smack me. And
Yeah,
I like that feeling. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? I like that I'm putting myself at risk.
Yeah, he's an interesting fella. Interesting one for sure.
Yeah.
I thought about that today. I seen the backstage interview with Saban from Revolver, and I
Oh, that
thought,
was
man,
brilliant.
so crazy, like how hard I boo these guys now, and how like easy they are to disdain, because I used to cheer these guys on in TNA back in the day so hard, and the
Same.
fact that I get
Yeah.
to see these guys, on a monthly basis, that up close and personal, is just so freaking unreal
Yeah.
to me.
Saban's promo was great, and his
It was.
Saban in ring is just, man. There's something very special about shooting with those guys. They're just so solid. It's like you never see them hesitate or flub anything, or God forbid botch anything. Those dudes are just fucking out there, hammer out their match. Afterwards, they say bye to everyone, and they're fucking out of there. They are just professionals, man. It's really cool to get to work with them. I'm always chasing down Shelly, trying to get shots with him and stuff, and he always kayfabes me back there, but it's all right, man. I still respect you, bro. I still respect you, bro.
Bro, I'll tell you this much. You captured absolute magic with some of them promos, specifically Saban's. The level of it was artistic, the way he delivered what he said. You know what I mean? I wish we had the video here. We were, more responsible with our video footage for preparation. We probably would have had it, but, is what it is.
Yeah, he's the man. I think that might have been
What's going on, Landicoot? We are here.
Koresh Landicoot, if you will.
Hey, my dude. That might have been the first one that we've released with Saban solo. It's cool to hear him alone speak his mind. And I really love those backstage promos. We have a spot for a dude that specifically does those now. He comes in, and that's pretty much his role, is he'll set up the little area and he grabs the wrestlers after all the matches and gets them to do a promo. The wrestlers, the workers need to realize how powerful that shit is, man. Like, look at what Gringo did. Gringo went and took what could have been a dead storyline. No one. I mean, there might have been a couple people clamoring online, or Sammy might have written on the post like, "We'll run this one back eventually," or something like that. But for Gringo to take that ball and take complete control and say, "Boom! Now we're gonna make like a movement and start a fucking hashtag." Like, if there was any hesitation that match was gonna be run back, now there's zero hesitation. That match has to be run back now, because he made a promo, he set that shit up, and that's how it goes now. And so Sammy picks and chooses what we use, obviously. If he doesn't agree with it, he's just not going to release it. Well, for him to take that promo, edit a package, and release it, that says a lot, man. That's literally telling Gringo, like, yo, keep your fucking dates open, bro, because we're running this back for sure. So I want the workers to take advantage of those promos more, because some of them just use it as like a time to like kind of practice a little bit. And if we use it, we use it. If not, whatever. But there's a lot of control, man, that you have in those promos. You can go back there and you can kind of, it's like a UFC fighter, man. When UFC fighters win a big fight, they send Joe Rogan in there to interview them. And you have control over your destiny, because now you can say, oh, I want to call out this guy. I want to call out this guy. I'm ranked number 3. I want to fight ranked number 2. That can set up your next fight. And very similar to that, when you're cutting a promo backstage, you can set up your next match. Like, maybe sometimes we're not necessarily thinking that we're going to bring you back or rebook you for Revolver. But, man, if you go and cut a fucking badass promo, you don't really leave us with any choice. now we have to go do that. So you can help yourself out a lot by writing your own storyline, writing your own destiny. And I love that shit, man. And I don't think there's very many promotions, if any, that are doing that. This is the first that I've seen where there's literally a designated spot for post-show promos. This is where you go and you do your promos. And Sammy's not there. We don't have like a fucking agent sitting there going, oh, talk about this point, hit this storyline, hit this plot. No, that's like whatever the wrestler wants to talk about, they can do a promo about. That's very, very cool, powerful stuff, man. That again, I don't see very many other places.
It's,
What, did they just announce something?
That's the show.
SGC World Tag Title match versus Shelly, Sabin, and a mystery partner.
oh shit!
What?
Cool.
Is that in Iowa?
Yeah.
Yes.
Boys. What a
It just keeps getting
we-
better.
hold on,
Oh my
hold on.
god!
Hold on. Are we about to see Time Machine in Iowa?
I mean, that would make sense, huh? That would make sense.
Oh no,
Oh,
bro.
How awesome is it that, like, you know, the Dayton show previous, you know, we kind of missed out on Takeshka. So, you know, this time around, you know, people missed out on Mox. You know, we've seen Mox a few times, and not to discount seeing Mox, but, you know, getting his replacement as Takeshka, now making up for that. And now this dream match between Gringo and Mox now has more heat and more story to it.
Oh, absolutely.
So now it's fleshed out a little more. And now, you know, maybe Mox cuts a promo and then Gringo cuts a promo back.
Yeah.
Man, the result is just going to be
right
magic, bro.
Imagine that. I was actually talking about that to a friend of mine and explaining to her that she's not like huge into wrestling. So I'm trying to explain like the implications of what this match means and the buildup of it. And that it actually benefits Gringo that the match didn't happen now. So he was able to build his profile with that match.
Yes.
Like I told him after that match, I was like, dude, I told him after the show, I was like, bro, that was my match of the night, man. That match was so fucking good. And the risk and the shit that Gringo does, like 5 minutes into his match, you know, there's certain things that are like, oh, bro, save it until like the last couple minutes in case something funky happens. Nah, bro. Gringo's out there going balls to the wall. 3 minutes into the match, he's doing fucking Spanish flies and shit. Like that dude doesn't hold back, and he needs to be more rewarded for that shit. So I was explaining to my friend, I was like, yo, the fact that he gets this match now, and even if Mox plays into it or not, it doesn't really matter, because if Gringo can somehow get a victory and win against Mox, that's huge, dude.
Yep.
That's huge.
I love Revolver. I'm just so much. Sorry about that. And I'm so excited. Like, we were super excited about Iowa. We were just like, man, this is going to be great. This is going to be great. And then, of course, you go and announce the next Dayton show is a
Doubleheader
with an all women. Like, man,
Iowa people are jealous. My wife, I showed her that because she's coming with me for redemption. And man, when I showed her, I was like, look, there's a whole extra show. She's like, babe, for you, that sounds awesome. For me, that's a very, very long day.
I think my wife's sentiment was pretty much the same. Now, she is very interested in the all women's event. She was disappointed to miss out on the last one, but she was birthing our puppies.
thanks, man.
Hey,
I have a feeling that the women's event, I don't think it's going to be like a full-blown 3-hour event. I have a feeling that this is just me. I could be wrong, but I have a feeling that's going to be a shorter event. I don't think it's going to be a 3-hour women's event and then a little bit of a break and then another 3-hour event. I highly doubt that.
Okay.
And,
Either way,
we don't want to burn out. We don't want to burn anyone out.
Right, for sure.
For that first show, we want people to still be excited for the
Wrestling
second
Revolver Night 2.
Yeah,
So,
2-for-1 special.
and that's
Now,
the
is this
thing,
gonna?
Sammy's gonna book it in a sense that he knows that there's a chance of burnout, so he's gonna have to make that second card very exciting, so people don't have a choice. You know, you're gonna
shucks.
want to see everything.
Now, is this gonna be a thing where they sell tickets like separately, or will it? I'm assuming they'll probably do like package deals.
I bet he'll do packages, and I bet the women's event will probably be. I mean, there's a chance that the women's event just could be a free thing, and then later is the real event. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case, because we
do it like a 0 hour thing.
Right. We don't want to alienate anyone or make anyone make any choices. We want people to be there for everything. So I would imagine that, or the sort of thing where if you buy the ticket for redemption, you get that event for free, something like that.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Hell yeah. That's dope.
Man, I hope you just put that into the air, man. If I get to see Kushida,
dude, trust me, I was the first comment on that post on Instagram, and I just said "time machine" with the side eyes.
I mean, we had him before, or was that in Iowa? Did you guys not see him?
Iowa.
I've never seen him ever.
Yeah,
Iowa.
he had a match with.
You know how long we've been like, oh man, Iowa gets the good cards. Well, guess what?
We're going to.
Now we're
coming,
Iowa.
baby.
Iowa, yeah.
Texas,
damn.
Austin or something.
So Roland, our goal is like the next Dayton show is to not only, we have our little dWo like seats reserved, but is to kind of fill that whole corner with our affiliates, if you will.
That'd be cool.
What up,
I
Swerve?
like that. I like that idea.
Our friends need to buy
everybody in the dWo section.
Yeah.
We'll get you guys in our section.
I like that.
Yeah, dude. And yeah, man, if you ever need us for anything, at a show, you need backup, you need, whatever, we're there for you, big dog.
I got some ideas.
I'm trained in first aid, so I mean,
yeah.
I got
if you need to sit in my lap to get a shot, I make a good seat.
It's good. It's good to know that I got the support of the
his
homies.
part teddy bear.
That's
and
right.
You just literally need to climb on top of us to move away from something, Holy fuck, Mox is flying towards me. That's fine. Step over on top of us.
Yeah, we'll just make a human scaffold and you can just clamber on up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I have a feeling you guys will be more and more involved as the shows go on. And eventually it'll be known. It already is a little bit known that's where you guys sit. That's like the vibe that you guys bring. So once that's a little more known, like I said, the commentators putting you guys over and shit like that.
I did love that when we watched it back here, and I believe that was Dad from the Dad World Order with the Takeshita sign.
Oh yeah. How cool is that? How cool is that?
It's awesome.
Shit's great.
I'm not sure which one of us is Dad, which one of us is Dad with 2 D's, and which one of us is Daddy.
I think that's just Veda's way of just
I'm one dad,
blanketing.
2 D's,
yeah.
He's DDY.
Maybe eventually they can like split it up to Dad 1, 2, and 3, or Dad A, B, and C, something like that.
Just Dad,
we Roland, we got this. We're Dad, and Daddy.
Oh, that's sick. Yeah, shout out to Veda, man. Veda put me over so hard that whole match.
Dude, she's awesome.
There was even a couple points where I heard things like Roland is a blessing to like indie wrestling and shit like that. I'm just like, damn, Veda has never like really even acknowledged me like backstage. Like fucking Speedball is the homie, dude. Every time I see Speedball, I give that motherfucker a big old hug and I tell him I love him. I love that dude. And then Veda's always there and she's just like, hi. So when Veda put me over on commentary, when I listened back to it, it like fucking made me feel a certain way, dude. So I very rarely bother Speedball because when he gave me his number, I was like, damn, that's respect, dog. That's respect. So, and the very next morning I called him and I like woke him and Veda up and I felt so fucking bad. So I like never bugged them, but I had to shoot him a text just to be like, bro, can you please tell Veda that I'm like eternally grateful for words that were spoken during that broadcast? Like none of that needs to be said. I'm just an external character. I don't need to be fucking have a background or anything, but the fact that Veda was like saying all those things is so fucking cool. So then he wrote me back. He was like, "Oh, like that made Veda happy, like to hear that." So I was like, "Damn, that's
Aw.
pretty cool."
Hell yeah.
That's like us hearing Bork Torkelson say our name. You know, it's so weird to hear a show that we like to watch and then hear our name come out of the commentator's mouth during the show. Is just it's so freaking surreal, man.
Bork's
It
the
came
shit,
out of
man.
Veda's on our first official sponsored show. She said our podcast name. Like, what the hell?
Yep, shit's
That's
great,
so,
man.
that's so
Bork
cool.
is awesome too. Bork is
He
so
is.
good at creating moments. Like there were so many people that told me from that frog splash spot, they were like, dude, the coolest part about that frog splash is the commentator yelling TussleMania like as the frog splash is happening. And I don't have like commentator brain, but that is just such a perfect commentator thing to do. It's just that's like he fucking nailed it, bro. He fucking nailed it. And I like always loved that dude, but I have so much more love for that guy like after that moment. And I even went and gave him a little heads up because someone told me, I think Sammy told me to like smarten him up, like, yo, just go tell Bork that like you're gonna do a spot, this is gonna happen, blah blah blah. Just give him a little bit of a heads up. So I went and was telling Bork, and I thought that I was gonna be like bugging him, and Bork like pulled out a piece of paper and he's like, oh, okay, so explain this. And he's like, he wanted like the whole history of it so that he could properly like that's just what a professional, man.
Yeah.
And then
Awesome.
going back and listening to the commentary and how he handled it, just amazing, dude. Just absolutely amazing.
I want to put over Bork too. The Revolver Control Center videos that he does are awesome.
Those are great.
I love those.
Super nice guy. Got to chat with him after the show, and
Good,
actually just put him on the schedule today. So he's
We're going to chat with him on
Future
the show.
guest.
Good.
future
Yeah,
guest.
he's an unbelievably kind human being. He's got this like secret spot in Dayton where they make like it's basically like a super Chick-fil-A, but it's all
Hold on, what?
homemade. So he's got this spot, like they're probably the most delicious nuggies I've ever had in my life, bro. Just amazing chicken nuggets.
I'm
And
listening.
every show he shows up with like 3 giant plates of them, and he makes sure to bring, they have like probably a dozen different sauces. He makes sure to bring every single different sauce for all of us. He's just such a nice guy, man. I can't say enough about that guy. And he adds so much to commentary. His voice, he's got that voice that's synonymous with Revolver. So when you hear him and when he starts to get like a little bit excited and his voice ups a little bit, that's just like that right there is the voice of Revolver. And I love that. I love to become synonymous with a brand is very, very cool to me. And he's like, bro, he's Revolver through and through, man.
And the chemistry with him and Veda is great. The chemistry with him and Matt is great also.
Him and Raywalt was fucking awesome, man.
Yes.
I really like them. Fuck Raywalt, but he's got a cool.
There's a throwback. I remember when he commentated on Rockstar Pro Wrestling.
And I just want to point out that the guy you just put out there earlier was commenting on Facebook, but then he went on YouTube and subscribed, which all of you that could be watching or listening or seeing this, make sure you're hitting subscribe. It helps us out so freaking much.
Yeah.
It does,
Be
man.
like Michael Brown.
So easy.
Be more like Michael Brown.
It's just a little button. You just fucking find that little button and you give it a little fucking.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
You know how many things I subscribe to, and I may not even be able to watch live. You know what? It's there to watch later when I'm sitting eating lunch at work, or I'm having a slow night or something like that. It's awesome.
Dude, I do that on Instagram. I always get like people will send me like a really nice DM, and I'm like, fuck, I gotta follow this guy now, huh? So I'll follow him, and then like in the next couple of days, I'll just see like their garbage, like whatever they're posting. So there's a really cool thing called mute, and it doesn't let them know. Doesn't let them know. You just put them on mute. You just put them in the corner. You don't have to be bothered by. Because, bro, sometimes some people's content legit like depresses me a little bit. Like I don't want to see like dude, you're bumming me out, man. So I don't want to like absorb that sometimes. So
Dude, I've had that on Instagram as well, where you're like, somebody's, follows us or, likes a bunch of our stuff, and I'm like, oh well, I want to reciprocate. And then like I hate every single one of their takes, and I'm just like, we're just gonna mute them for a while.
Mute button. Yeah,
mute
dude.
for
a minute.
I love it. I love it. Yo, this is so funny. There was a dude that is constantly bugging me, bro. He's just like, hey, I do video. Hey, I do video. And he never like compliments anything I do. He just like coincidentally on days that I post something cool, he'll fucking DM me and go, hey, do you need anything? So like I noticed he'll follow me and unfollow me depending on whatever his mood or whatnot. So this fucking jabroni stopped following me for some reason, which I don't give a fuck about stuff like that. I just think it's funny. He stops following me, and then I post the video with Roddy, of course. So then he fucking likes the video. He fucking loves the video, dude.
Man, you're bros with Roddy?
Right? Follows me
man.
again, and then sends me a message that goes, hey, bro, I got this and this camera. Do you need like anyone to work with? And I just go, bro, I get booked alone. Like, no,
I'm good.
leave me alone, bro. But not even like, dude, cool video, or bro, I'm proud of what you do, anything like that. It's just all me. Like,
no.
Hey, hire me for this. Like, no, dude. So then the second that I told him that, he just like gives a thumbs up or something lame, goes and unfollows me again, and it's just like, bro, is something wrong with your brain, dude? So like, either support me or don't support me. Like, I don't give a fuck if you want to follow me or not, but like, make it genuine. I've always prided myself on like, I've never bought followers or anything like that. I put out content that entertains me, and if it entertains you, come along for the ride. But if you're gonna do like some jabroni shit like that, dude, don't even bother. Like, I've notoriously worked on my own always, and until I have the budget to like have a team and can find people that I can trust, I'm fucking solo dolo, baby. So guys, stop with the fucking lame DMs, please.
The chick with the tattoos, man, did like a show, damn near took a bump and like did a backflip, kept filming the entire time.
She did
was
take
like
a bump.
Straight up gangster, dude. I was like, that's dedication right there.
I forgot who it was, but yeah, someone like came up to her a little too close and like did something, and she fucking fell back. I thought that was hilarious. Yeah, that was good shit.
Yeah, you know what? Be like us. The first thing I ever sent Tussle, I shared his stuff and said, "Go follow TussleMania."
Yeah,
and that's how this all started, man.
Yeah,
appreciation.
Yo, that's so cool too, because people, like I said, people like always come at me like asking for stuff. No one like, and it boggles my mind. Like, even just as a human being, man, if you were approaching me on the street, you wouldn't just walk up to me and go, hey, book me for Revolver. You would like wine and dine first, and then like find out.
Handy.
And it's like, I don't even have that power, but obviously people just assume like that I'm associated with them, that I'm, you know, people are at step 0, but knowing me, maybe you can be at step 1. So I get it, but also like, you just got to have a little bit of like, be realistic about shit, and also like be professional about shit. Like, you're not going to set a good impression by trying to like go through loopholes. Like, I had this homie, this girl that I met at Mission Pro, and she told me right off of the bat, because I was wearing a Revolver shirt. She was like, yo, I see your work with Revolver. She's like, Revolver's my fucking favorite. Sammy is her favorite wrestler. She's just a mega fan. And she like bugged me, for lack of a better term, for a couple of weeks, being like, yo, what do I got to do? What can I do to help at Revolver? She didn't say, hey, can you book me at Revolver because I'm a pretty girl?
What can I do?
Right. She said, what can I do to help? Yo, and she's from like Las Vegas or fucking somewhere. Bro, she flew herself out to go to this show, to show up, to fucking help out, dude. And
that's awesome.
She didn't get to like, I introduced her to Sammy for a second, and I let Sammy know, yo, this is the homie. Like, that's the best that I can do, is vouch for you by letting him know that's the homie. And if she's a good worker, that's going to have to be something that he fucking judges. And to me, she's a great worker. She's young. She's fucking got a great look. She's athletic. She's fucking phenomenal in my eyes, but that's not something that I can dictate. But then I told her, like, yo, go hit up Skeletor, let him know that, like, if you can help out with the ring, chairs, anything you can do. Yo, she ended up coming in the back and helping out my homeboy film promos all night, dude. So
There you go.
and because she did that, she made a really good impression on Jessica, which is like, yo, if you can't spend time with Sammy and make a good impression on him, the next best thing you can do is probably make a fucking good impression on Jessica.
Yeah.
So Jessica even told her, like, yo, send me some match clips, like, send me some of your stuff so we can, like, review. Bro, if this girl doesn't end up on that Grand Prix, I'll be fucking surprised, bro, because this is the type of shit that you do. Like, and then I told Sammy, I was like, yo, she bought herself a flight to come into town just to be involved, to help out. And she sat there and shot every single promo with us backstage and made a good impression on Jessica. Like, not much more you can do to fucking make a good first impression, dude. So shit like that, man. And that was her dream. That was her goal. And now she just made that next step into actually making something happen. And then lo and behold, a couple weeks after that, not even, Sammy announces that there's going to be a women's tournament. Come on, dude. That's
right,
fate, bro. That's fate. So
Destiny.
and that, you know, that's kind of what we've always tried to do too. Like, we're not there to, oh, we just, you know, want to like clout chase and stuff like that. Like, we just genuinely want to be a part of Revolver. It's been such a big part of our lives the past couple years, and we love just being a part of it. Even if, you know, like, just having, you know, being able to sponsor you and having a freaking merch table, like, that was the coolest shit for us.
Right.
And, you know, being able to have reserved seats, like, dude, we walked up or you sent us a picture of the little dWo reserved on our seats. And like, that to us is just, we love it.
That's literally been a goal on our dream board, you know, is, you know, we have certain things, you know, at the top of that dream board is having our own event eventually.
Right.
But, you know, being able to be at an event of this magnitude and this, you know, the people that are involved with this, the people featured on this kind of show, and we're there with a merch table and we're standing next to between Crash Jackson and Masha Slamovich, you know, and it's like
we're somebody.
Yeah, I don't feel like I belong at all. You know,
when I asked Sammy too, like, where should we set up the merch, he was like, yo, they can go wherever they want. So he didn't even care. Like, you guys could have been anywhere amongst that line. It's not like we had to sequester you to a specific corner,
right,
over here because you're a sponsor. You guys were fucking right in the line with all
the second people in line.
Yeah, just same part of the show. And I love that, like, yo, if I was a fan and I was getting my poster signed, bro, I would have gotten my fucking poster signed by everyone there. So I'm glad that some people did that.
Yeah.
Because you're right. Someone mentioned to me that, like, it felt different, like all the other shows you guys were fans, and this was the first show that you guys were a little bit more like. That's the same with me, man. I'm not quite a worker, but I'm like pretty much as close to a worker as you can be. So like, I totally get it, man. There's a difference when you're like, when you're involved, it's a little bit different, man. It's a little bit different. It feels a little more special knowing that, yo, you guys are contributing. That I know that I've told you guys before that, like, Sammy wouldn't run a show without me. I have a feeling that, like I said before, if I was stuck in Antarctica and my flight was $1,200, Sammy would find a way to fucking make it happen still.
Yeah.
But the fact that, like, now we have further sponsorship support and, like, the flight is something that we, like, barely even have to fucking think about is just so fucking helpful, bro. And so cool that, like, I don't ever have to hesitate or worry about, like, I've had some pretty expensive flights before, man. And as a videographer, like, Sammy can very easily go like, dude, you're not in the budget this month. Fucking, we're going to bring in some local dude, blah, blah, blah. Like, he doesn't do that, bro. He doesn't fucking do that. Like, TussleMania is part of Revolver, and he's going to make sure that happens. And even sometimes I'll get a little bit anxious because a show will come up and I don't have flight info or whatever. Like, I don't have to worry about that shit anymore. Like, I know that worst comes to worst, fucking, we have people that are going to be there to make sure certain things happen. And that's like, that peace of mind to me is really fucking cool, man. Because I don't have a fucking contract with Sammy. I don't have a fucking contract with Revolver for any of this shit.
Right.
I have a fucking handshake agreement that Sammy told me, yo, I need you for every show. You're going to be at every show. So when it comes down to time and we're figuring out flights, I go, yo, I've been looking up flights. This is what they cost. And he goes, book it and I'll send you the money. Boom. So it's all like, sometimes I'll get nervous about that shit because I don't
Straight
fucking
up,
know, man.
dude.
This shit helps so much. I hope you guys realize that you being part helps us out immensely, dude. So anything we can do to give back is great, man. And think about like all the collab fucking, we can have dWo Revolver shirts, dWo TussleMania shirts. I fucking sent you guys one logo I was already messing around with. Like,
Yes, it's wonderful.
dude,
That just fired me up so much here. Not like, oh,
I actually haven't debuted these yet. I was saving these for the show. I haven't showed these yet. I was going to make like a little post, but I was like, no, let's wait until the fucking show now. These are like little tiny, let's see if we can focus here. These are just little tiny pins.
Yes!
dude, you know I'm a pin guy. Yes.
Right? Look how cool that is, dude. And they're
That's so awesome.
They're so tiny, dude. And then
Love it.
these are little keychains with the same thing. Just little tiny mini.
Tassels.
See if we can get that to focus.
I doesn't want to find it. There it is.
Yeah. Dope, dude.
You know,
Yeah.
guys, in 20 years, when Wrestling Revolver is a much larger company, and they are a much larger entity in the professional wrestling world, and they start doing documentaries about the swell that started everything, they're going to be interviewing us.
Yeah,
They're
dude.
going to talk about how it was to be there and what the matches were like.
Bruh.
And you know, hey, I'm all for it. As far as I'm concerned, as long as Revolver exists and you're wanting to travel there, we're your sponsors, dog. So
Yes.
I love that.
And-
Love that.
I feel like we're like the official hype crew of Wrestling Revolver. We're like we're the equivalent of Arsenio Hall's Dog Pound, you know? I mean, we're
Yeah.
No, totally. And I'm glad that like everyone acknowledged that, from Sammy mentioning it to me like multiple times. Phil mentioned it multiple times. And then the biggest one is when Jess finally said something, because Jess said something to me when we got back home. And she was saying something about the podcast boys. And I was like, those are my sponsors. And she was like, no way, they were so fucking cool. And she was so hyped on all of that. And because she didn't piece any of that together yet.
we got a lot going on.
Finally did. She was like, she literally said, she was like, oh my God, I fucking love those guys. And I was like, yeah, those are my guys. Those are my sponsors. So
Yes,
the
dude.
fact, and like, even the fact that I can
Sick.
say that, like, that shit hits differently, dude. Like,
Yeah.
you guys
Let's
can
go.
be my friends. You guys can be my supporters. You guys might have like bought a couple shirts from me, something like that. That's different from being like, those are my sponsors. Yeah. Boom.
Yeah.
That's crazy,
Hey,
dude.
Michael
crazy.
Brown said it best. 'Cause it's sick.
Yeah.
Super
You know
sweet
what-
though.
you
Is
know
it
what
so
else is
crazy?
sick?
She's so like sweet and nice, and then
Ah.
in the ring, she's such a savage.
She's amazing.
Uh,
She's like easily like my favorite person. When I've told her multiple times, like, Sammy always has me come in early and leave late, and I'm like, fuck, I'll stay there for whatever amount of time because I love just hanging out, shooting the shit with Jess. And she streams every day. So it's like, that's how my time is divided. If she's streaming, she's upstairs doing her thing, and I'm downstairs editing with Sammy. But when she's not streaming, she's downstairs hanging out with us. And those are like my favorite times, just getting to kick it with Jess, talk with her. She smartens me up about so much shit, dude. She's like really, really has been there on that business end of it. And like, there's been certain people that I've wanted to work with, and she's helped me out. And like, she's just incredible, man. Like, there's people that are friends, and then there's people like that, like Sammy and Jess, where like literally I go and live with them, and they just the fact that they're looking out for my career is just so fucking meaningful, dude. They're not just like here for the ride. They're actively helping me out. Like Ninja Mac today, when he was telling me that I'm going for a little loop with him, and I can't mention the shows that we're doing loops for, because they're not like 100% yet, GCW. But if it does happen, they'll be very cool shows. And at the end of our conversation, he said, bro, I'm taking all the content because he's flying right back to Japan. He's basically coming into town for like 3 or 4 days. We're shooting a couple shows. Then he's coming back to Florida with me to get a little bit more content. And the last thing he told me was he's like, bro, all the content that we get, I'm making a package and bringing it right back to Noah and telling them you need to get hired here. I was like, dude, that's
shit.
fucking incredible, bro. That's incredible.
TussleMania goes to Japan.
So, dude, we gotta
Hopefully,
go to
bro,
Japan. I'm getting my passport. Damn it.
Yeah, god damn it.
Yeah. That's been something in the works for a while, and I know that those guys are like working on it, so we'll see, man. Lucha Bengal.
Lucha Bangle.
Who day, Lucha
No.
Bangle?
Who day?
That sounds
Hell
like
yeah, man. Yeah, we pray that happens for you too, dude, for sure.
Oh, yeah. I appreciate it. Man.
Also on the that most recent announcement, we were like, oh, Time Machine. Prestige Wrestling just commented on it. But they said in all caps, we know just the guy.
Hmm.
I'm sure they do.
So we'll
They'll
see.
probably try to get their
That guy is.
their little Weasley Prestige fingers in there somehow.
Fucking Prestige.
That guy kayfabes me all the time, man. I've been trying to get booked over there. I'm trying to give them quality content because, you know, that'd be a nice change of pace from the fucking doo-doo that they got over there. But
Right,
I
for
guess
sure,
they don't
man.
want it, man. Or they can't afford me. Maybe that's it, too. Maybe I sent them too high of a
from
price.
what I've seen, the best like Wrestle Prestige content I've seen was you guys invading and beating the shit out of half of them.
Right. Best clips they ever got.
Yeah, like
Best clips they ever got. We even asked, like, I had to ask, like, we were in enemy territory, bro. We were literally backstage, like, enemy territory, bro. That shit was crazy. So we saw the promoter was, like, sitting at the announce booth, and I had a homie who I befriended through LA Fights, and he saw me. So I took a couple cool photos of him, and he was all jazzed up about the photos. So he just had mentioned it to the promoter. He didn't know that I was like the enemy, but he was like, Jordan Castle, shout out to the homie. He turned over to the promoter and said, hey, one of my buddies is here. Do you mind if he gets a couple shots ringside? And the guy was like, oh, yeah, no problem. And because of that, we were able to like weasel over there and get those shots. I love that.
Hell
shit,
yeah.
man.
Turn
That
your
was
wrestling revolver hat backwards real quick.
That's right. Yeah, this guy's
yeah, you got the hood up.
Yeah.
What's going on here? Definitely.
Nothing going on here. Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
on a serious note. Prestige puts on some cool shows, so I would love to.
Oh, yeah,
actually
they
work
do,
with
I mean,
them.
they had the Motor City Machine Gun, so
Yeah, they do some cool shit, man. They do some cool shit. And
Yeah, I
in a
mean
really cool venue,
they keep
too.
booking Jonathan Gresham out there too. I would love to see him live.
Ooh,
same.
I'm glad you guys mentioned that name. I can't say anything else, but Gresham might be someone that we're seeing more often in the Revolver world, and he might even be getting his own sort of event style thing. Who knows?
I know what I
Hold,
know.
hold on.
All I can say is I'll leave you with this. One thing that Gresham loves to say, and I love it too, because this is like fighting words, is fighting words in the sense that this comes from like the fighting world, is styles make fights. So Gresham is very creative and has a lot of ideas, and there's a lot of really cool matchups that could potentially happen under this style or another. And we just been throwing around some ideas about possibly doing some cool and different stuff.
Well, see, here's the thing. I
Oh God.
purchased Terminus 2 on Fight TV, and if you're teasing something of that nature, then I'm very excited.
It is absolutely of that nature.
Let's go.
Very, very much so of that nature, and I am all for it. There's been events like like let's say for example like blood sport events that are very MMA-esque and have one rule set, and then there's stuff like Terminus where they
Pure
had like
rules,
their
baby.
rule sets and stuff, and Terminus was really cool. This idea is an original idea separate from both of those, but slightly taking inspiration from a little bit everywhere. And like I said, the coolest thing that can define that is styles make fights. So we're not going to see the cliche fucking striker versus grappler and
Right.
then a sumo guy versus this guy. All the matchups are going to be calculated. And from what I hear, I'm probably giving away too much, but from what I hear, it's just going to be run different. Like
I love it.
imagine an event that has time limits and cornermen and stoppages and possibly rankings, possibly judges, stuff like that. So again, this is all like in the preliminary stages, but if all goes through, there's going to be some really fucking cool stuff, man. This is why like I like that we can talk about shit like this here, because this is like some exclusive shit that you don't get to hear anywhere else, baby. This for my sponsors only.
Right here at the dWo podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
Bunch of exclusivity today. Whether or not he's being a butthole or not, we got to give a shout out to old Madman Fulton for coming on here and talking some shit to you.
Absolutely.
Somebody gave your number. That's kind of crazy.
Hey man, I don't know how he got my number. All I know is I used to smoke mad weed with that dude. Then all of a sudden his panties got up in a knot. So in a perfect world, we'd hash all this out and we can move on. Because I don't want enemies, man. I don't want enemies. But if he's trying to catch a fucking roundhouse to the face or needs to catch another frog splash, so be it, bro. But come on, man.
Yeah.
I know you got a lot of big meaty friends, but just know that
I do.
The dads have your back too,
right?
Absolutely.
I got a lot of friends. I got a lot of friends back there. If I really needed to bust out, like a bounty hunter or like a ninja or anything, just saying, dude. Just saying, man.
Well, man, oh my gosh. I'm so excited. Man, the second half, like the first half of this year was awesome. The second half shaping up to be even better. I'm so pumped.
Yep. The shows get better and better, man. It's crazy. Sammy really does have this ability to build from the momentum. And there were several shows that I was just like, dude, how can it get better than this? And every show manages to do.
It's better somehow.
Yep. It's crazy.
5 years from now, we're gonna be like, man, you remember before the TV deal?
Yeah. For real.
Oh, dude. There's so much, man. So much possibility. Like if people just recognize what we're doing, and it blows my mind that people haven't like invested in what we're doing, because dude, we're doing this on like zero budget, dude. No one's ever given me money and been like, yo, go invest in new camera gear and fucking new lighting. Bro, this is all my own shit. Like if someone were to give me like 10 grand, bro, this would look even better than what it does, man.
Right.
There's like
crispy
steps that we can like elevate to, and I'm actually happy that like I have room to grow, because man, there's so many endless possibilities. Like if one person invests in us and says like, hey, start like a production crew, or we want you to travel and do this and this and this, like, dude, so easily done, man. So easily done. So we're just waiting it out, man. We know that it's a matter of time. Like people are recognizing what we're doing, and I've been with this was my 12th show with Revolver. And in 12 shows to see what we've become and how the product looks vastly different. Sometimes Sammy will like sit me down and have me watch like the old highlight reels, and he's just like, bro, it's so fucking different now, dude. Like we're just we're on a different dimension right now, bro. And every now and then Sammy will post like we're in a different level, and like it's true, bro. Everyone else is catching up to us.
Yeah.
And we're setting the fucking pace for production in the indie world, for booking, for everything in the indie world, bro. We are the fucking gold standard.
The bar.
We are, dude.
For our generation,
By our generation.
So it's very cool to think like my path could have led me in a few different directions, especially where I started and the people that I worked with. And there was even, I was telling this story to Jess last week. There was even a point in time where I was supposed to be full-time touring with another promotion who runs like fucking 2 shows a weekend. So I would have been full-time with a company so busy that I wouldn't have been able to even think about Revolver. And because that didn't pan out, right after that is when the Revolver stuff started to happen. So Jess was like, yo, that's kind of like destiny. Like the reason that fell through, as heartbreaking as it was, the reason that fell through was for me to have a better opportunity with people who really value me, aka Sammy and Revolver. Like, dude, I couldn't be happier. When I sit and reflect about the opportunities that I've had and the people that I work with and the people that I'm associated with, if I could sit down and be a nobody and pick ideally where I could go and who I could be with, I would pick Sammy and Revolver. So the fact that that's like the position that I'm at, I couldn't choose. I couldn't write a better storyline than what I'm actually living, dude. It's fucking amazing, dude. I count my blessings every fucking morning. I count my blessings for what I've accomplished, dude. I actually took a screenshot of it yesterday because this was so fucking cool to me. Like 2 people that I love and admire so fucking much, back to back, were texting me, one from Sammy and then one from Roddy. And Roddy literally wrote me, "Love you, bro." And I was just like, oh man, like, Roddy is such a special person to me. And when I made that edit, the first thing that he texted me was, "Bro, Troy fucking loved that video." So the fact
Troy
that
boy, baby,
the first thing that he did was showed his son the video that I made, and then he had to write to me how hyped they were. Oh,
wow,
that's so meaningful, bro. And then as Roddy's messaging me that, telling me all that shit, putting all this shine on me, Sammy's messaging me something about, some other video, blah, blah, blah. It's just the world that I live in, man, the things that I get to do.
It's gotta be so surreal.
Fucking awesome. It is, bro. It's so surreal, dude. The fact that like those people were people that I admired, like Roddy is someone that to this day, it still blows my mind that I got connected with that dude. And when he first messaged me, he didn't know that I was working with Marina. So he had no fucking clue that I had this rapport with Marina. And then once I started working with him, he was like, "Oh, bro, all this shit you shot with Marina is great." And I was like, "Dude, how did you not piece that together?" So he had found me independently through Dalton Castle while I was fucking shooting with Marina like the whole time. It's crazy how that shit pans out.
Yeah.
And now the fact that dude is my homie, because I made that post and I wanted to make sure that he saw it. So I just shot him a little text like, "Hey, bro, I'm going to post this video later. Would you mind fucking blah, blah, blah?" And like, dude, writes me right back, asks how I'm doing. Just such a good guy, man. Such a good guy. So that's the guy that I'll always love and support. Like, and the fact that we got to see him wrestle, like he did like 2 or 3 indie shows, bro. And we got him for one of them. That'll always be a very special memory to me. And next time Roddy's there, you guys will be there. So
absolutely.
So mad we missed the first one.
He's a dream guest too, man. That'd be pretty cool to talk to.
Yeah.
Dream for sure.
I'll tell you what, man, that dude makes a neck brace look good. He can really pull it off.
He's the man, dude. He's the man. I hope that he's happy with what he's doing. And I hope that he gets treated right. And from the feedback that I hear, he is happy and he does have creative freedom and he does, do what he wants. And man, I just hope that dude, he is such a precious gem in wrestling, and just his like mind for the business is one that needs to be preserved and studied for years to come. And of all the people that I work with, I don't know if anyone genuinely loves, in the purest form, the art of wrestling more than Roddy.
Yeah.
I think that dude has such a love and passion for wrestling. It's like more important to him than what we can fucking understand. It's almost like it's another child of his, is the best way that I can fucking put it. And the dude is such an incredible father that you can see, like, if he cares half as much about wrestling as if he cares as what he cares about Troy, that's
Dude.
you can see why he's one of the best wrestlers alive.
That's one of my favorite things on Instagram is him and Marina and just them as a family. Like, yes, I love both of them as wrestlers, but them as a family, just it I see the stuff they post and it just makes me happy.
It's great. And he doesn't shy away from that shit. He's this big badass wrestler on TV every week. You'd think that he'd be posting, these crazy photos of his matches and whatnot. Nah, he's posting photos of his kids, his dogs, and his wife, bro. That's a real motherfucker right there, dude.
We can certainly appreciate that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Shout out Roddy Strong, being a Bengals fan. Houday, let's go.
And a good dad.
Dad and the wrestler. Look, that guy's destined to be on here at some point.
It's got to happen.
Legit great dad.
But we are actually nearing the 2-hour mark right now.
Holy shit!
Goes to show you how quickly this gets away from us.
Time's fun when you're having
get
flies.
On here with the homies, man. So Tush, you got anything you want to plug before we get off of here?
No, man. Give me a follow at Instagram, TussleMania. Just check out the content. Try to put up something cool every day. If something sucks, let me know. I'll put it down and post something better.
Oh yeah. Make sure if you're out near the Iowa area, get your tickets for
We'll be there
forever. We will be there. The dads will be there.
September 2nd.
Speaking of
Live
which,
Iowa.
there's some really cool seats, man. So I imagine you'll be there a little bit before us. But
yeah, we're gonna have to figure out where to put you guys because it's gonna have to be someplace cool. I really like the dynamic of the walkout where you guys are at in Dayton, but this is a little bit different because you guys are gonna be a little bit sunk under, and the wrestlers are basically walking at like eye height. So it's not the most fun to cram you right there, but also I don't know if I just want to put you directly front row. We're gonna have to figure it out. We'll figure out something cool.
We'll figure it out.
We're the most effective.
Michael, thank you so much for watching, dude. We appreciate you.
Honestly,
you know what? The fact that I have to scroll up like 4 times just from your comments makes me the happiest. That's one of the things we love, man. Interaction.
Every week, man.
Bro, that shit is so cool, man. I remember the first episode that we did. I think we might have had 1 or 2 people watching live, and every time we come on, there's more and more people. That shit is so cool, man. Like, I never care about how many people see my content. I just care about the people that do see it are entertained. So the fact that you wrote that, Michael Brown, is very meaningful. That we were able to captivate you for fucking 2 hours, man. That's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool, man.
That's dope. Yeah, man. Big things are happening. TussleMania, dWo, Wrestling, Revolver. Before we get off here, see if you wanna plug tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh hey.
Make sure you guys tune in.
Kenny Rogers.
Episode 2 of the Shirts and Stuff podcast, man. We're moving into episode 2. We have an actual schedule going, and we have people for the rest of the whole month. And tomorrow's guest is the guest above me.
Somebody really magnificent.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Tussle, before we get off here, I got a request. Please post that footage of me getting the shit scared out of me by Sammy. Whenever you get a chance, send that to us or post it.
Dude, that was so awesome.
Write that down. When you guys have requests, because after shows, I always forget about fucking all the spots and stuff. But if you guys ever have requests for spots like that, let me know and remind me of stuff like that so I can.
I saw that. Dude, that was the best.
To see my face because he got me super good I feel like that'll make a good TikTok for our page. So
That whole clip is probably great because that's a little advertisement in itself. You guys know the beginning of Joe Rogan's podcast? There's
Yeah.
a clip of
you run it my day all night.
no, that was Nick Diaz live at the end of a fight, shouted out Joe Rogan and said, "Yo, train by day, Joe Rogan by night." And he still uses that quote. It's like this iconic saying that they still use. So maybe we can get like a nice little splice
Give it
from
up
whatever
to the
Sandy said
DWO
from there.
podcast.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, we're gonna have to
Iconic.
integrate that for sure.
Right?
Sounds like you just fucking planted some seeds in that garden. We're gonna have to get that in there for sure.
I love I also just that moment too, like hearing over 200 people, like him say, "How about the DWO podcast?" and over 200 people or however many was in there. I don't know. It was a lot. Cheer for that.
Yeah.
Like hearing our name was surreal for me. So
Yeah.
Somebody's tail wag.
Just a matter of time before we see big growth, man. Once people catch on to it and see like the product that we're putting on, it's undeniable, bro.
absolutely.
Undeniable.
Well,
Inevitable.
check out shirts and stuff tomorrow. You'll see 2/3 of the DWO on there, as well as Mr. Justin Neal,
The real deal.
the real deal Justin Neal. He was with us in Detroit. I'm sure you guys will talk about that a little bit, maybe.
Yes, sir.
Justin, please get a bigger car if we ever ride together again.
You're a great driver, by the way.
You're a fantastic driver, but I'm still feeling it. I was very cramped, but I do appreciate the ride. Thank you so much. Love you. Well, as always, we've been the DWO podcast. I have been Big Rig Eric Maffey. He has been Mr. Magnificent Mike Martin. He has been Wrestling T-shirt Guy Cephas, and he is the homie, the man, Roland Lugo, TussleMania. Sir, thank you so much for joining us again. Yeah, that's right, baby. WR. That was a dope shot, by the way. Look at you, just over there, just getting all the footage. Dude, thank you so much. I love that we get to do these, after every show now.
Yeah, that's great.
I do it.
Always love it.
As always, give us a like, give us a subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. It takes you not even a second. Just little click. Little click. Follow us on the socials. We're very active on there, like on all of them. If anything, we're overactive. We're always posting stuff. You're going to be seeing a lot of new content coming out here soon. And yeah, just keep doing it.
Comfortably close.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you can, follow Wrestling T-shirt Guy. You can see his beautiful face every day.
And his boogers.
God, you are so close to that camera.
I just want to take a beard trimmer too. Jeez.
Yeah.
Just want to take that mustache a little bit.
Oh shit.
All right. Well, thank you all for tuning in. Shirts and stuff tomorrow. DWO again on Thursday. Who we got on Thursday? Headlock Comic?
Yeah,
yeah,
Mike Kingston.
Mr. Michael
biggest
Kingston.
comic book
Headlock
artist in the
Comics,
wrestling
baby.
industry. Whatever.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Tune in on Thursday. We'll see you then. Top
All right,
Dads
boys.
out.
Later.